What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are actually going to continue our coverage over the Trial of X era of X-Men comics, where we actually pick up with X-Men number 6. And remember, this is the current X-Men series. Now, with that being said, this book is technically introducing a new character. Yes, you heard that right, a new character, a new captain, to go along with Captain America or Captain Britain. But now we're going to have Captain Krakoa. Yes, you heard that right, Captain Krakoa. But the thing is, who is actually Captain Krakoa? Well, this book right here is going to tell us who is this new captain in the Marvel Universe. I do hope you enjoy. And so to begin today's storyline, we actually do jump 1 week in the future. And when we do, we actually pick up right now with a young girl freaking out. Now, the reason why she's actually freaking out because her cat is actually stuck in a tree right now. And of course, that is the moment our new hero arrives, Captain Krakoa. Now, when he does arrive, of course, he's able to actually save the cat from the tree. Now, once he does that, the girl's excited, but she wants to know who he is because he is a new character in this universe. But here's the thing though, he does not tell her his name. Matter of fact, he flies away. And the reason why he does fly away because there are other problems that are happening right now in the city that he has to handle. And so you do have the new captain, Captain Krakoa, go out there and actually be a hero and help all those innocent people who are actually in need. And so now we have our new hero in the Marvel Universe. And so that is the moment where we do jump back 1 day in time. So technically right now we are 6 days in the future. Either way right now, we actually do pick up with Cyclops visiting the Quiet Council. Now remember, when it comes to the Quiet Council, they are technically the government body for the mutant nation. And of course right now they came here together to talk to Cyclops about a certain person actually joining the X-Men team. And of course, that would be Captain Krakoa. Now, here's the thing. Cyclops does not want the captain on the team at all. But of course, when it comes to the Quiet Council, they're kind of like, honestly, dude, you don't have a choice. And matter of fact, we called you here so that we can tell you that we are going to vote on it. And of course, Cyclops wants to be there for the vote. Now, here's the thing though. It's right now Charles Xavier saying, listen to me, Cyclops. The reason why we're doing this is because of your current situation. Now, we have no idea what he's talking about, but at the same time, we could have an idea what he is talking about. Because let's not forget, Ben Urich, this reporter, is right now getting very close to telling the world that the mutant race has a way to bring people back to life. Either way, that topic is not brought up right now. But you do have Charles say the Quiet Council have voted and we agree that Captain Krakoa needs to be on your team, and that is final. And you have Cyclops walk away very angrily. Now that is the moment where we actually do jump over to Sunfire. Now remember, Sunfire is part of the X-Men, but right now he's on Arakko. Now when it comes to Arakko, remember guys, it is technically the second mutant nation. And matter of fact, it's on Mars because the mutant race was able to actually take Mars and turn it into a planet where mutants and humans could live on. Just right now, it's just mutants. Either way, when it comes to Arakko, the reason why Sunfire is there is because a certain character is trying to get revenge against the mutant race, and that would be Kevin Hung. Because remember, when it came to Kevin Hung, he actually had this business that he was trying to use as a way to be the first person to actually take Mars into a planet where humans and mutants could live on. And matter of fact, he spent a lot of money, his business money, to actually reach that goal. But the problem was the mutant race had beat him to that goal. And so all that money he had spent just went to waste. And so of course, he now wants revenge against the mutant race. Now, Here comes the big thing. He's not technically heading for Arakko. Matter of fact, he's heading for Phobos, the moon to Mars. And the reason why, because he's kind of like, if the mutant race has Mars, fine. I'll just take the moon of Mars, because technically they don't own the moon, they own Mars. Now the Sunfire, he's kind of like, no, when it comes to Arakko, they own Mars, including the moons of Mars. But when it comes to Kevin, he's like, no, the moon belongs to me now. I am going to claim this moon to myself. Now that is the moment where we actually pick up with Iska the Unbeaten and also Fornak. Now Iska the Unbeaten, we've seen her before, and matter of fact, she's a very cool character, but unfortunately she's not going to be used in the storyline at all, because we're going to focus on Fornak. And Fornak is a new character who is going to die right now. Because right now you have Fornak see what actually happened to Phobos. That some human had just landed on Phobos. And of course that human is Kevin. And so right now you have Fornak say, you know what? I take that as a challenge. And matter of fact, I'm going to fly over there and see why in the world this regular human thought that he could actually land on our moon. So I'll be right back, and him and I are going to have a nice conversation. Now when Fornak does arrive to Phobos to actually confront Kevin, well of course you do have Sunfire step in and say, no, when it comes to this guy right here, I'm trying to deal with him, which means that I need you to actually back off here, Fornak. But of course, Fornak looks at Kevin as some kind of threat, some kind of challenge. And so you have Fornak say, no man, listen, I am actually going to challenge this man right here and now. Now it does lead into a small battle where you do have Sunfire at first try to fight against Fornak to hold him off so that Sunfire can actually deal with Kelvin. But the problem is though, Fornak's kind of like, no man, I really want to challenge this human, because this human thought that he could actually land on our moon. And so that is the moment where you have Fornak begin to try to actually attack Kelvin. Now when he does attack Kelvin, that is the moment you have Kelvin show us that he has powers now, and he used his powers as a way to kill off Fornak. Now we saw him get his powers or begin the process of trying to get powers at the end of our last video. But right now it's confirmed that this guy does have powers. And with him having powers, of course that means he can do almost anything he wants to do to the mutant race. Not almost anything, but technically he's now a challenge for the mutant race. Because with his powers, he was able to vaporize Fornak just like that. I almost called this guy a completely different name. But either way, when it comes to Fornak, he's now dead now. And this is huge. And Sunfire realized he has to back off and figure out what in the world the X-Men are going to do with this guy. But right after that, a few days had passed by. And with those days passing by, we kind of find out that Kelvin was actually able to take the moon of Mars and turn it into a human stronghold. Which means that now, if humans want to live on Phobos, they could actually do that. And this is huge, because now you're talking about the idea of humans once again being neighbors to mutants who are on Arakko, which Arakko is on Mars. But at the same time though, we have to remember that when it comes to Kelvin and his company, they work for Orchid. And Orchid is a new organization that's trying to get rid of the mutant race. And so right now, with him being part of this evil group, he just gave them a stronghold that's right next to Arakko, which means that sooner or later, Arakko is going to be attacked by Orchid and also Kelvin. Now that is the moment where we actually do jump over to Captain Krakoa. Now when we do, we are actually going to learn the origin of this character. The problem is though, when this character does arrive home to the treehouse, the main base of the main X-Men team, we kind of find out that apparently Cyclops had died. Now this is huge because we saw Cyclops throughout this entire book, and we're left to wonder, when did Cyclops die? But then we kind of find out that Cyclops is not dead, because Cyclops is actually Captain Krakoa. And this is huge because now we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to trick Ben Urich, because let's not forget, Ben Urich has a story. He knows what the mutant race can do now. They're able to bring someone back to life. And that is huge. And so right now, they're trying to fake the death of Cyclops as a way to trick Ben Urich, to say, hey man, listen, we know that you may think you know that we have a way to actually bring someone back to life, but that's not possible, because look right now, Cyclops is dead and the entire city is mourning his death because he meant a lot to a lot of people, but he's dead and there's no way for us to bring him back. But you have been kind of like, listen, I don't know what you're talking about, but if I do have a big story, you'll see it sooner or later. And that's Ben saying, listen man, y'all can try all the different kinds of tricks you want to do on me left and right. Either way, I know you're lying. And I know y'all have a way to bring someone back to life. And the entire world is about to find out very soon. But this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.